next, we are now being joined by Amy, the heart behind Holos Hope. If you have not heard, that organization provides a safe, healing space for survivors of human trafficking and domestic abuse. And with a background in counseling and a passion for helping others, Amy has built something truly so special that we want to support. So this morning we are hearing even more about how lives are being changed and how you can help. Amy, my friend, thank you so much, not only for coming on the show, but the fact that, again, you've dedicated your lives to helping these women. First, kind of tell me how you first found this passion and what you've since seen since starting Holos Hope.
Yeah, I had a passion for survivors of human trafficking ever since I was probably in high school or college, and then started doing my degree in counseling, and 90% of my clients ended up being survivors of abuse or children who are abused. And so I just took that passion and felt like God was calling me to do something that was new to the Shoals area, and even there's nothing here in the Huntsville area either for this. So we started it in 2022, and they said it would take 2 to 5 years, and we were opened with a survivor in 11 months. 11
months. Oh my goodness. Again, such a testament to you and your team and your work ethic, and of course God's grace guiding it all. I do want to chat again specifically, and I understand so much I'm sure is confidential, but I do think there is some kind of stigma surrounding women who are in these experiences. Kind of paint the reality for us. What actually are these women coming from, and how is that kind of a different perception than what people might realize?
Yeah, I think what we've run into is so many people think that the perception is, they chose this lifestyle or they're just a prostitute. And the statistic shows that 92% of these women were abused as children. So whereas most people see the prostitute or the addict, we're seeing the 12-year-old who, whose father gave them heroin for the first time, or the 10-year-old that was trafficked and abused by her pastor or a police officer. So we're seeing those backstories, these women, so we really are able to see their stories and what's happened to them, not, or we see what has happened to them and not just what they've done.
And who they can be.
Right.
And we know that that is made possible, again, of course, through the Lord, but also for Holos Hope. So kind of walk me through, Amy, again, how you guys operate, and do women come to you, and then, or do you kind of do outreach, and then kind of what the process looks like for women who do decide to join and be part of the organization?
Okay. So we're a 5-bedroom safe house, and we operate for 18 to 24 months. They can come to us, and they're referred either by other organizations, by law enforcement, by family. They can contact us themselves.
Okay.
And then as part of our program, they receive medical and dental care. They receive therapy. We use equine therapy with our survivors, and they get traditional trauma-focused therapy as well. And then they do recovery groups, life skills, they do job training, and then they have chances to find employment and then further their education as well.
How have you seen, I'm sure there are a number of stories, but is there one that stands out? How have you seen people go from, again, coming up to the door of Holos Home and then having their lives transformed?
Yeah, we've been able to serve 18 women since this journey started a little over 2 years ago. And sometimes 9 out of 10 go back, and we've unfortunately had that happen. But we were told by these women that they've never felt safety or love or a family before until they came here. And that's not us, that's just us loving them, with the love of the Lord, and seeing them for who they are, not, like I said, not what they've done, and giving them a chance to come alongside them and fight and provide them these resources to further themselves and really change the trajectory of their whole life, and be reunified with family and their children, and they learn self-confidence. They start to see themselves different too.
Yeah.
So it's a gift.
Amy, it's a beautiful line of work that you're in, and we want to, of course, support you and partner with you. People who are watching now can do the same. You've got a big fundraiser coming up. Tell me what that looks like. And for people who I think maybe are sometimes skeptical, it's unfortunate, but sometimes people are skeptical to be involved in nonprofits. Tell me how exactly these resources go directly to helping these women.
Yeah, so anytime we get donations from sponsors or fundraisers, anything like that, it goes straight to providing these direct services to these women. It doesn't go to paying our staff. It goes for these women. So everything is used either for therapy or medical or dental care. It provides utility bills and that kind of thing. So our fundraiser is on May 3rd at 5 o'clock. We're doing a silent auction, Cinco de Mayo theme. And so we're doing that on May the 3rd, but we are always needing volunteers and monthly donors, donations coming in, such as toiletries, cleaning supplies, and that type of thing too.
Tell us again exactly where you are for people who are not familiar. Again, you have a specific address, or you keep that confidential?
Well, the house is confidential, but our office is off of Jackson Road in Florence, Alabama.
Okay, wonderful.
And all that's
so
on
in the
our
Florence
website.
area, we'll stress, but I imagine you have outreach from women across all communities.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, wonderful. Amy, so grateful for you. Thank you for coming on. Just as we wrap, maybe to any kind of one final word to a woman watching who thinks, there's no help for me, or maybe a mama who's watching and is worried about her child, maybe she doesn't know where she is, any just kind of final word of encouragement? I mean, you've been there, you've been hands-on with these women. One final word from you just as we wrap.
Yeah, every one of these women at one point felt hopeless.
Yeah.
And they all are starting to see hope in some way in their life. And so, hope is never lost. We always want to walk along with someone as they're walking through this next step in their healing journey and step in their life.
Yeah, and praise God for it. Amy, thank you so much.
Thank
This
you
was
for
an
having
honor.
us.
I trust this will not be our last conversation, but keep doing what you're doing. Again, we'll have
Thank
those
you.
details about the taco night on our website, tvliving.com, so you can get involved. And again, this beautiful organization has been Holos Hope, so please reach out if you or someone you know needs some extra love. Amy, thank you.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.